So this is a video of what to avoid when you have Graves' disease, hyperthyroidism, and a little bit about diabetes, being hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar, affects people with hyperthyroidism. One of the things a lot of people don't realize is that chemicals do make a big difference in how you feel when you have Graves' disease or hyperthyroidism. So things like this, I'm afraid of copyright, so you're going to see the back of it, but this is a bug spray. You don't want to use this. You need to find a natural alternative. This is an energy drink. If you have something, if you have something like hyperthyroidism, it wouldn't make sense to drink something that's supposed to make you hyper. Not only does it have caffeine, which you're supposed to avoid at all costs, it also has sugars, and they're the simple kind. It's very, very bad for you. It'll cause your sugar to go up and then crash. So even though they say just not to drink it because of the caffeine, you really also don't want to drink it because of the sugar. It also has things like ginseng, other things that are stimulants. You want to cut all stimulants out of your diet. That also applies for soda and even some juices that have a huge amount of sugar in it. They're not even real juice. You want to find juices that say 100% juice and 100% fruit juice. And you, even when you do drink that, you need to drink it with something that has protein to slow it down in your digestion. Now, you also don't want anything, you don't want anything that is highly processed, because that normally means a lot of sodium, a lot of chemicals, which, how I said earlier, really aggravates Graves' disease and hypothyroidism. So the best rule of thumb is to look at the back and read the ingredients. If there's things on the ingredients that you cannot pronounce, don't eat it. Like, that's my rule of thumb. If I can't pronounce what the ingredients are, don't eat it. It's going to make me feel sick. Now, this mixes two of them together. This is highly processed chocolate milk mix, along with all the sugar that comes with it. So that's like a double whammy. Definitely don't eat anything like this. Now, when I tell people that sugar is bad for them, that'll cause your sugar to go up and then crash, and it's going to make you feel much worse than you would otherwise, they never think of bread and simple starches. Bread, noodles, all that kind of stuff, fun stuff, the stuff that I love and crave like a crazy person. All that is simple carbohydrates. It immediately turns into sugar, and I don't know if you guys did this in school, but I did, and they had you put crackers in your mouth, saltine crackers, and hold it there, and eventually it'll taste sweet. That's because your body breaks down simple carbohydrates into sugar. So this is just as bad as eating sugar. This is a little bit better than white bread. That's the worst kind you can have. This is whole wheat. Because it's not as processed, so that's why I get this opposed to white bread. Though I shouldn't really be eating this. I have to eat this with a ton of meat or peanut butter, something that will slow down my digestion. Now this is the biggest one of all, and I never hear anybody say anything about it. I can't find a spot that doesn't tell you the brand. I'm so afraid of copyrights. But, so this is salt. Now, I'm not saying that all salt is bad, but iodized salt, let's see, iodized salt is very, very bad. The reason for this is the way that your thyroid works is it takes iodine out of your body and out of the foods that you eat, and it puts into your thyroid. Your thyroid's job is to change the iodine over into T3 and T4. When you have Graves' disease or hyperthyroidism, the T3 and T4 is the hormones that are very, very high. That's what they're testing you for. So the more you eat iodized salt, the more materials they have to make these hormones. Now, I don't know anybody else who has it affect them this fast. I know it affects everyone. But with me, if I eat a tiny bit of salt, my neck will swell up like huge. I mean, you can barely tell that my neck is swollen at all right now, but these two lumps right here is the wings of my thyroid, and this right here is the lump, and you can barely see it. Now, if I was to eat a little bit of this lovely salt right here, it would be choking me, and I'd feel terrible. So those are some things that you should definitely avoid. To recap, you want to avoid any kind of chemicals, any kind of processed food, anything that you can't read the ingredients list, any kind of iodized salt, only iodized because it's the iodine that messes you up. You don't want to have any kind of sugars or simple carbohydrates unless you're going to have the most natural kind that you can find and have some sort of protein to slow down your digestion. Okay, so that is the end of what to avoid. There's many other things, but those are the biggest ones that have really impacted my life, and getting them out of my diet has helped immensely. Yeah, okay, a lot. If you guys have any questions or want any more tips of what to avoid with Graves' disease, definitely write me on my YouTube account. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Okay, I can't figure out where the stop button is.